Glock. Marco Wittmann goes wide coming out of the final turn, and so the yellow BMW of Timo Glock gets better traction and gets through, gains the place on the way into turn 1, gets a bit wide coming out of the corner as he carried more speed. Into the DRS as well. That's through into third place goes Timo Glock. Here is a replay then. So this is coming into the final turn at turn 15. Glock had showed his nose. That was why Wittmann was already slightly offline, slightly out wide. Kept his foot in, but ran out of traction. And you'll see this bright yellow BMW firing up the inside in a couple of seconds' time. There it goes on the way into turn 1. There, René Rast, and there in second place, Rockenfeller, and those two then squabbling for third. The two Germans switching positions. Here, about to go side by side are Timo Glock and Marco Wittmann. Marco Wittmann's got the better run going into turn 1. DRS, I think, is deployed. Through he goes. And now he's got to try and catch up with Rockenfeller. We're still waiting for René Rast to come in. Look at this, all huddled up together. Absolutely fantastic battle. Wickens has come out just in front of them in the number 6 Mercedes, and he's on cold tyres, and he's forming a queue. He's making that a very, very wide Mercedes here. He's got the BMWs all over him. Wickens doing a great job here, and turning around what's been a disappointing weekend so far into potentially some very, very strong points. So here is the onboard with Marco Wittmann, who at the moment is all over the back of Robert Wickens. Robert's hugging the inside line. If he can just hang on for half a lap or so, tyres should be up to temperature. We can see the car squirming around without grip as he gets onto the accelerator. Marco Wittmann still can't find a way through. He's trying to attack, and he's also trying to defend, of course. As we see Robert Wickens having a little luck, showing his nose here, coming out of the last turn, trying to get the better run coming out of the corner. He's got the inside line, he's not quite level, and he's being squeezed here by Marco Wittmann, but Robert Wickens, the Canadian, comes through. Lovely move, which he set up with a beautiful run into the final turn. He covers off the line into turn 2, and he gets the place. So Robert Wickens on for a podium. He's up to third place here. That's the view back from Marco Wittmann's car going into the final turn. This is where he set it up with a very clever run here to just give himself a bit of track position on that run into turn 1, and there the Mercedes came through. And here we got Jamie Green and Mattias Ekström switched around now. Eki through, and that's important for the championship, gaining a place on Jamie Green. So Eki now up into 8th position. That was coming, wasn't it? He'd been reeling him in, reeling him in, reeling him in. Got a chance, and he went through, and this is how he did it. Hopping and skipping through. Jamie Green didn't fight too hard. I think he knew that Mattias had better pace. It was a fairly straightforward move. And then for third place, it's getting very, very tight here. Robert Wickens, the Canadian, trying to prevent a German driver 1, 2, 3 here, but he might be powerless to do so. DRS is activated. Through comes Marco Wittmann into third place, and that has been coming because he's the quickest driver on the track at the moment. He's had enough of following Robert. He feels like he's being held up, and he thinks he might just have a chance of catching up to the top 2, particularly if they start to fight. And look already how Marco has romped away from the Mercedes at turn 3. He only got through at turn 1, and he is absolutely flying here in the latter stages of the race. So Marco Wittmann with a tidy move. Robert Wickens was fair in his defence, did his best to hold him up, but it was again on the exit to the final turn that set up the move on the run into turn 1. Just a bit out wide, just a bit loose there from Robert Wickens. DRS activated, you can see the rear wing flaps opening up. That is effectively like giving you a load more horsepower, and through he went.